welcome back to Everything and the Bagel podcast, starring your favorite, the Andrew Joseph Beck, or AKA AJ. In today's episode, I don't even know what we're going to be talking about, but we might as well just get into it. How's everyone feeling? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're not already, please like and subscribe. It's free and it doesn't cost you anything, so please subscribe. Today has been really great. Currently, it is January 27 at 4:50 p.m. So let's think about, where were you January 27 at 4:50 p.m.? Interesting. Let me know. I think that's really cool that I can be filming this at a certain part of time and you guys don't even know. But then you guys eventually will get to see this part of my life. You know what I mean? That is unknown to society right now, but it eventually will not be. Philosophy. Is that philosophy or is that just science or theoreticalness? I don't know. If you guys didn't notice, I have the mic bar set up today, which is really exciting and nice, and which is great because usually I've just been blah 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 talking into the mic, but I have the bar, so I can move it, I can put it in your face, I can move it away from your face, I can do some ASMR really up close, whatever the fuck. But I hope this episode is great and fun and just amazing, just as amazing as you are. Let's get right in. So basically, today in Syracuse, New York, it is 14 degrees, feels like 5. I just had some food with Claire, so shout out to you, Claire. The sun will set at 5:10 p.m. There's a 0 UV index. But over this past weekend, we got a lot of snow here in Syracuse, New York, which I think everyone was kind of over dramatic about. Sorry, sue me, but I'm from Buffalo, as y'all know. Go Bills. Well, actually, no, because the freaking Broncos beat their ass. Not by much, though. And that was a catch. Go Bills. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. And if you don't, you kind of suck, as I say, and have said before, prior, in other episodes. Oh, we got a lot of snow over the weekend, but, it's nothing that Buffalo has seen. Girl, Buffalo has seen worse. And the thing with Buffalo is that I know a couple people that were in Buffalo and they still had to go to school. And I was like, bruh. And it was worse there. In 2016, I believe, guys, it's 2016 again. In 2016, or it was earlier, I forget. We had this thing called Snowvember in Buffalo. If you know, you know. And school was closed for a week, and it was epic. There was 12 feet of snow outside, and we, in the middle of the cul-de-sac, because I live in a cul-de-sac, in the middle of the cul-de-sac, the plows put all the snow up. So there was this 20-foot hill in the middle of my cul-de-sac. And us kids in the neighborhood would just climb the hill. And it was so fun and it was so epic. And actually, a funny story that I remember is one time I was playing outside with my sister, the neighbors, and I wanted to have my friend who lives in the neighborhood come over. And so I was like, okay, so I invited her to come over. She said yes. But then an hour went by and then another 2 hours went by. And I was just like, where is she? She should be here. And she didn't live that far away. She was just down the street. And so I was kind of like, where is she? And so we all went inside my house for hot chocolate or something. And I remember asking my sister, I was like, where is she? And she was like, I don't know. How about you go to her house or something? So I was like, that's a great idea. So me as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old was like, let's go do that. So then I walk all the way to this girl's house, and I finally get there, and I knock on the door. Her older brother opens the door, and I was like, hi, is so-and-so here? She was supposed to come over 2 hours ago, and then he was like, she just left. I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, she just left. And I was like, damn. So then I walked all the way back to my house alone, and on the way home, my dad is in the middle of the street, and he's like, where were you? He was screaming down the road as I was walking to him. He was like, where the were you? We were so worried, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Katie told me to go to her house. And then Katie was like, no, I never said that. I was like, girl, yes, you did. So shout out to you, Katie. I don't know if you remember this or not. And then I finally got back to my house, and then the girl that I invited over apparently was with her mom, searching the neighborhood for me because they thought I went missing. And so that's a good story time. But nevertheless, she finally came over and we were going on the hill and it was really fun. And then we went inside and played Yahtzee and it was great. And we had a good old time. So that's really fun and exciting. But it's nothing. That is a lot more than what hit us here in Syracuse. Like, it's literally fine outside. Everyone's just so dramatic when it comes to snow and ice. And I'm just like, girl, I've been used to it. So don't even. But I do get it if you're like from like Florida or like California or like places that like never get snow and like you've never really seen snow before. Like, I can understand how this is a lot, because it is like technically it's a lot, but like it's nothing compared to like feet I've seen like taller than me snow before. Other updates, I just had my opera over the weekend. It was great. A lot of people showed up, so thank you so much for those who came. And thank you so much for those who couldn't come but still are supportive and fun. I really appreciate all of it and all of your support. But one thing I did get to keep from the opera was my doll. So this was me. I can insert a picture of me as the Ice King. So basically the story was like the three kings on their way to Bethlehem to see Jesus, but like we modernized it, and so I was the Ice King from Adventure Time, and my friend Sam was a Burger King, and then the other king was like Candyland King from the board game. And so that was really fun and exciting, and we had such a good time with it. I put it together in 2 weeks, which I'm really proud of, because I like busted my ass for the past 2 weeks. We've had like basically rehearsal every single day till like 9 p.m. from like 5 to 9 for the past like 2 weeks, and it was just so grueling. But it wasn't grueling, I shouldn't say that. It was definitely a lot, but definitely paid off at the end, and I'm very proud of myself and my friend Sam for what we accomplished over the past 2 weeks, because 2 weeks ago I did not know the show at all. Like barely anything, and I listened to it for the first time like all the way through with my score one night, and then the next day I had rehearsal and they were like, you need to have this memorized by Friday, and it was Tuesday, or it was Monday. It was a Monday or a Tuesday, and they're like, you need to have this memorized by Friday. And I was like, shoot. So then Sam and I locked in that week. We like took hours out of our day to go practice in the practice room, and we did it all together, and we ended up having it memorized, and it was great, and we did such a good job with it, and it was really good, and I had so much fun doing it. So thank you to Clark. She was the director, and she was also my TA for the diction class I took last semester and the semester before. So shout out to Clark. She was a great director. She was so fun to work with, and I met so many new people, which was epic and amazing and so fun, and the whole experience was just great, and I'm glad I got to do it. Another fun thing that's really exciting is FYP, first year players. I did Legally Blonde with them last year. They're doing Mean Girls now this semester, and we just got our first years in. If you don't know how it works, it's basically we do a show just for first years only, so only freshmen can audition to be in the show. But then after your first year, sophomore, junior, and senior year, you get to do everything else that has to do with the show. So like art team, the PR, the music team, directing, the pit, being the conductor, or like whatever. So I'm part of the pit team. I'm a pit general member, so that really means I don't really do anything for the pit, but like I'm still considered part of the team, and I can show up to pit rehearsal if I want to and like help out if I want to, but I'm still part of the org, so I still am able to take a mentee because I'll be a mentor this semester, and I still get to take a mentee, and I still get to be going to the parties and still having fun. Speaking of which, we just had the costume fitting party, which was really exciting, and we got to meet all the first years. Well, I didn't get to meet all of them, but I definitely got to meet a good chunk of them, so that was really exciting. It was really fun. I got to be there with my big Riley, shout out to you, and we just talked, and I got to meet Fabuloso, which is my grandmother. If you know, you know. But yesterday on Monday, classes got moved to online because of the snow, which honestly is like okay, but I'm honestly glad, because my 8 a.m. class was canceled, and he gave us an assignment to do and homework. So then we had that, and then I had my feminism class around like 2, and we had to do work for that. And then I had my first oratorio society. It's a choir I'm in. We had Zoom at 7 p.m. to 9:30 because that's when we meet every Monday from 7 to 9:30. And we watched a documentary, which was really eye-opening because we're singing Verdi's Requiem, and if you don't know it, you know it. It's the Dies Irae, freaking big giant movement, like the whole entire Requiem. So we're singing that with the Syracuse Orchestra, which I'm really looking forward to, and which will be so much fun. And we got to watch a little bit of a background to it with Verdi's Requiem, and it has to do with World War II, where this guy named Raphael, he found a piano in one of the concentration camps in concentration camps in Terezin, and he found a piano in like one of the basements or back halls, and he took Verdi's Requiem and spotted out and scouted out a bunch of people to join him and learn the Requiem. Even though they weren't supposed to be doing music or singing songs, like they still did it. And he had like a choir of like 150 people, and they were going to perform it. But then the next day, half of the choir got taken off to be sent to Auschwitz, which is terrible. And but he still sang with the rest of like the 60 or 70 people that were left. 7. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, he took the rest of the 60 or 70 people that were left, and the choir still in Terezin, and they performed it for the Nazis. And there was like survivors that were talking on this documentary about how when they were singing, their hunger and their pain went away, and they felt like, this one girl said that she was more of a soul than a person when she was singing, and she felt human again. And it was just really eye-opening, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that this Requiem and that this movement of music had so much lore to it. And so that was really cool to learn all of that. So there you go. The more you know. I don't really know what else to talk about. I feel like I've covered a lot. I have a really expensive Amazon gift card, and I really want to use it to buy a vlog camera so that I can start filming on an actual camera, because right now I'm just using my laptop. Like, I could use my phone, but then like the transferring of the film, like, it's really hard because it's like long, and I like to edit on my laptop. I'm really excited to get that vlog camera soon, because I also want to be posting on my main channel. If you haven't seen my main channel, it's just AJ Beck. The logo is like a pink circle with a crown that says AJ Beck. I think it has like 80 something subscribers right now, and my videos have around like 800 to 1,000 views. So if you want to go subscribe to that channel, that'd be epic and great, and I would really appreciate that too. I really want to start posting more vlogs, like of day in the life on campus as a music education major, but also just filming fun YouTube videos, like whether that be like making slime with my friends, or going for a walk in the park, or a mukbang or something. Or playing Roblox or start gaming or something. I do have a Roblox video filmed, and I'm gonna post that soon, so keep an eye out for that. That's a fun little video that I have planned. So that'll be exciting. Oh, one last thing that I could share before we start packing up is I started observations this semester at a high school with my friend Elle. Hi, Elle, if you're watching this. And it was really cool and exciting because I'm at a high school which is so different from elementary general music already, just based off of the school population, obviously. But it's a STEAM school, so I think it stands for like science, technology, engineering, arts, and music, or like something like that. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. You'll have to double check that, because I think I'm wrong. But basically, they do this thing called Pathways, where you can choose basically a major as a freshman, and you just take that concentration all throughout your time there and collect credits before you even go off to college, which is really cool and interesting. So we're observing the choral teacher, who is also a piano teacher at the school, which is really cool to me that they have piano lessons in a high school. So every single Friday we're gonna be observing either a choir class or a piano class, and that'll be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to that. But this past Friday when we went, they were pulled out for a project-based learning thing, which, if you don't know what that is, they were basically explaining how every so often they get pulled and the whole day they work towards a project, so that like by the end of the semester or like by the end of the year they have like this giant work that they did like throughout the semester. And of course, the day that we went to observe the music class, they got pulled for project-based learning that whole day. So what we got to see wasn't necessarily music-oriented, and it was really interesting because they're building the auditorium right now, and we were supposed to see a training on how to use the new audio system. So we were like, okay, that'll be fine. We could totally like use music tech like questions, because every single time we do an observation, we have to answer 5 questions as an assignment and like upload to like basically see what we saw, like about what we saw. And so we were like, oh, we could just use the music tech questions for this. But then the trainer never even showed up. So then we were left in the band room just talking to the music teachers about like our schooling and like our teachers and whatnot and where we want to work in the future, which was still insightful, but it's not really observing teaching, you know. And then we went upstairs to the project-based learning room, and we met this girl who used to go to ESF. They were like a library assistant, and we were in this room and they were doing research questions, and we had to like go up to the kids and ask them about their research questions and like guide them if it was a good question or not. But like I didn't think I was qualified for that, so I kind of just like stood there and waited for a kid to come up to me rather than me going up to a kid. A kid never came up to me, thank God, but because I didn't really know what to say or like how to guide them. And then we left. So that's what we saw, and I emailed my professor, and he was like, how about you just kind of skip this week, and that'll be okay. And we were like, okay, good. Last time, I remember not picking a quote, so I'm going to do 2 quotes for this episode. This is good. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. By Richard Marcinko. That's really... Yeah, let's just think about that for a second. I'm going to say it again. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. That's really nice. This one's cute. You are enough, just as you are. Meghan Markle. Thank you, Meghan. But I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Please like and subscribe this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye!